Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for joining me here today in my first ever Metaverse workshop. And before I start, I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit. I'm Natalie, aka Fractillions. I'm a builder, creator, VR sculptor, educator, and lover of all things world building, interop, wearables, you name it. And I started myself as a total noob 3D modeler in the first Mona Buildathon over a year ago. And I'm hoping my role here is to help other people who are new in this awesome community has taught me so much, and share my love of creation, community, creating, and learning. So, on that note, I've created this tutorial for those people who want to explore like some different tools, explore ideation exercises, and most importantly, have fun. Like, my motto is I'm not having fun, I'm not there. Like, fun is key to learning anything, and I tend to be attracted to things that are like that. And so one thing also that I recommend to keep in mind is everybody, which is why I love watching so many different educators and why I think Matt and Memory and I are all excited because we're all different how we approach what we're showing. And I think it's great because everyone uses tools differently in different ways. And today I'll be showcasing just one way that I use these tools in my creative process. And again, when you go in here, if you have a VR goggle, you're gonna explore and do things differently, but that's also why it's so fun and will keep you like learning for your whole life once you get addicted and stoked on it. So for today, I'll be doing an overview, and let me share with you guys my little overview of today's workshop for you guys, so you get an idea of what I'm going to be doing. Let me stop screaming and let me just share my screen once again. Here it is. Okay, so let me open it up so you guys can actually see this. So the general outline of what I'm going to be talking about today is showcase my personal creation process. We're going to first start out with a little inspirational wow video, which if you don't know what wow is, I'll talk about it here in a minute. It's awesome. Then I'm going to share an ideation template with some questions that I created for you guys. Just like it's like a fun way to just get like things rolling. If you have no idea what you're going to do with VRMs, just dive in. And then showcase a sample I created that go along with these template questions, so you guys are not like, well, what the hell are you supposed to do with this? I kind of walk you through what I did just to get you going with ideas of how you can use tools like this. And there's tons of this kind of stuff online, and I'll share over the next few weeks about that as well. Then I'm going to just show you some of the inspiration reference images I gathered for this after I did my little ideation. And it's basic stuff like, where to search for this, like places like Pixabay, Google, obviously ArtStation, all these fun places. After that, I've actually pre-recorded, actually we'll dive in a little bit into Landing Pad, which is a program where you can upload all these files so then you can access them in Gravity Sketch. And from there, I have a video about 20 minutes that I pre-recorded because when it comes to VR and streaming, sometimes there's issues, and I do have cable issues currently, just to give you a disclaimer, but it did work out, and I go over the variety of stuff, like how to bring stuff in, some of the tools, just basic playing around in there with some of the prefab avatars they have in there, like the model. So it's a fun little 20-minute overview of actually in Gravity Sketch. And after that, I will show you how to use Landing Pad to export those files, because you can export FBX, GLB from there, and different things actually as well. And we'll dive into that. And then obviously we don't have to, I'm not going to go into Blender. That's the Matt Empire's expertise, Memory as well. But also I'll just kind of like touch on some points like what to do with this, because obviously Gravity Sketch, you can enter low poly mode, which I'll talk about later, but it is more of a high poly, and I tend to use it myself as like a sketching medium, and then you can bring it into Blender, recreate, and that kind of stuff. So I'll go over all these details later when it comes to other tutorials, which I'm sure the Matt Empire, and I have some links I can share with you guys, but there's incredible resources in the docs and videos that have been created by the Matt Empire, and now Memory as well is doing it, another amazing builder in the Motiverse space. And here, let me open up my next little pit for you guys. Oh, actually, I think it's time to dive in to show you. Oh, where is it? There we go. Okay, so actually today, right before the meeting, I was just looking up some stuff, and I wanted to show you guys a little inspirational modern art kind of stuff that's happening right now that I think would kind of like get your mind rolling when it comes to cool stuff. So Today is actually one of my favorite events in the world. I actually used to live in New Zealand a while back in a little town called Nelson where this event started. It's called the Wearable Arts Show, or it used to be called the World of Wearable Arts Festival. And it started over 30 years ago. And basically it was created by an artist or local sculptor who wanted to like take art off the wall and display it on the moving body, which I think is super appropriate for avatar creation. So if you want to see the metaverse fashion and ideas for avatars in real life, other than of course like Burning Man, this is a really cool, like amazing thing to follow and see what's going on. And again, today is like the beginning of, I think it's like a 2 or 3 week event. So obviously some of the things I'm going to show you this cool video just that shows you some of the stuff that's happened there. They have some amazing clothing, textures, shapes, colors, and all of these things are really integral when you're creating avatars, especially, if you look at some of the Matt Empire, his outfits are just badass. What inspires him to create that? That's all the kind of things that I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks I will build out on my character, and I kind of get started on the one I'm showing you today. But yeah, I thought showing you just 2 minutes of this video will ignite some fun ideas on it. And another bonus of it that when in this little video, a lot of these they have like little presentations by groups from over 40 people or 40 countries all over the world go there and present. Just the atmospheres, the lighting, the environments they create for that is obviously perfect for Mona, because when you're creating Avatar, I always think about what world would it build for it. So this VRM challenge is like a perfect kind of entry point to like, okay, now I'm going to build a world for it. So that's kind of how I think.
Pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of what do you call it? Cosplay events as well. Like this, like
Oh yeah, totally. Have you ever been to any of those?
no, I would
Yeah,
like to.
yeah.
There's a whole
I've only been.
category that I would love to get into.
Oh yeah. No, I've been to like one Comic-Con, and it was a smaller one, so it was really cool to see that. Actually, when I lived in Nelson, a lot of the artists that I knew at the time did stuff for wearable arts, so I got to see a lot of they were like the builders, the creators, they helped all these teams. So it was, to me it's like really close to home, and I always get so inspired by the winners and the whole process and all the communities that come together. But I mean, a lot of these wearable ideas reminds me of what you see in different metaverses. Like if you go to like Decentraland, or even if you look at Memory, what he did the other day, his quick little amazing, I think it was he did an avatar in like 60 seconds. But look at some of these, like all of the stuff to experiment. Obviously, there's poly counts that you have to be aware of, but it's really cool to just kind of see how people are pushing the boundaries in real life and bring that obviously into the metaverse and explore. So a lot of this stuff I just think is super inspiring, the textures, the lighting, and everything within there. So cool. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that in there, and hopefully that'll inspire you. So for the next part, I have created like this little ideation PDF, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And here, I'll share that in 1 second here. But you guys can follow along. You could actually get a piece of paper and pencil and like actually do this workshop with me. I'm gonna put the PDF here in the Discord chat real quick. Let me make sure I have it right here. I have it open here. First, I'm gonna actually just share it, and then I'll link to it. You guys can just actually follow along on here. So I created this. Let me see. Mainly for what I was. Oh, weird. That was echoing. For those of you who are kind of stuck and not sure where to start, it's kind of like a fun way to explore, like creating a storyboard, a story for your avatar. So let me share with you guys real quick.
D&D.
Yep, you got it. It's totally along those lines. It's comic book. I used to teach comic book like creation, like how to storyboard, how to do all that. Can you guys actually see it pretty clearly, or is it
Yeah, it's pretty clear for me.
okay? Cool. Okay, so first I'm just gonna like run through it, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I did with it, and then I'll show you some of the images I gathered from it, and then we're gonna bring all of this into Gravity Sketch and how I play in there with it. So for this ideation quick start, hold on a second, let me open this up from my end. I think that maybe lets you see it a little bit better. So again, like Mona, if you guys have been looking at, like they have like some bonus price themes. So you can create whatever you want, but also it's kind of fun sometimes to like kind of like jump in and maybe choose one of those themes, and that's kind of what I did. I went into the meme avatar as mine. Halloween would also be, of course, super fun. I think that would be my next thing. Maybe I'll do another build out with that from Gravity Sketch and just build it out in Mona, maybe build a whole world around it. That would be a lot of fun. So for this exercise in particular, I've like been a part of a lot of these ideation workshops. This is something that's like a lot of fun to do, and you could either do it now or in the future do it. What you do is you get a timer for 2 minutes, and whatever idea you have, let's say meme avatar, you just like write down on a piece of paper nonstop, like you can't stop writing, just anything that comes to mind about meme avatar. So maybe you have a whole bunch of ideas. I'm going to showcase what I have, what I did for mine in a little bit after I go through this. And then the main thing is to not hold yourself back. Whatever craziness comes, just write it down. This is like the beginning of like a brain dump kind of thing. So again, if you still need help, obviously you can go and like Google, and if you Google mean avatar, dude, that's like the rabbit hole of craziness, because I got sucked down that yesterday for like an hour. There's so many great memes, and I actually grabbed a bunch and I brought them all into my Gravity Sketch environment to just kind of like be my inspirational little area. So like these questions that I created are kind of fun when you're doing like any kind of storyboard or ideation for like, let's say, a comic book or whatever you want it to be, but also kind of starts like your brain going of like, oh, what is Avatar like? What is it not like? What would it do? So some of the things I have is like, if it had an emblem, what would it look like? If all these questions. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share with you guys what I did along with it, so you kind of get an idea of what I came up with. So here's my crazy meme avatar sketch, and totally, this is like the key to all of this is not being perfect at all. Stick figures are highly encouraged, and just like you can tell by my writing, I just like wrote fast. So when I thought of meme avatars, of course, I thought of like some are annoying, funny, truth sayers, unicorns, shitcoins, wag me, all these kind of things that come to mind when you think of any meme. And then from there, when it came to like an emblem, I'm like, oh, he could have like an emblem of Wag Me, Maxi to the Moon, like kind of start playing around with these ideas visually. So all of it super loose sketch. And now I have like, as you can see here, 6 pages of content that I could go back and like, I have a whole bunch of characters that I can create just from this one. Like it took me to go through all of it, maybe like 5 minutes when I actually went through all the questions myself. So let me just keep going. So here's my shitcoin. He's Mr. Shitcoin. That's what I ended up going with. And he's made of poop. And he's like a poop emoji with like coins. And I thought he could have like his eyes could be made of coins, and he could have like rockets on there, like going to the moon. He could have like a pendulum because he'll mesmerize you. So his job is to instill rich schemes into the hearts, get rich schemes into the hearts of newbies. Like he's like a tree planter of false hopes. So loves to create wag me memes on his pastime, right? Then what does he hate? He hates research. He hates stablecoin. He hates Bitcoin and ETH. So right away, you kind of like start getting personality to this little character. Like, and he has shovels for legs because he's shovel shit. He's full of shit, right? So like all of this kind of stuff, just run with it. And this is from a question and a little ideation and me searching on going down the rabbit hole of memes. Okay, so another total ramble here. Look, this is me writing really, really fast and going for it. So sorry if my writing is a total mess. But okay, so the next thing I thought of is, does he have an arch nemesis? Hell yeah. It's do your own research is his arch nemesis. So imagine creating this avatar that's like they battle it out. So no one buys shitcoin when do your own research is around, right? Like, okay, sidekick. His sidekick would be called Rugpull the Fly. So, right? Rugpull the Fly. I'm sure you guys can all think of like what fun things Rugpull the Fly could look like. He could be like long skinny legs and big old eyes and like really kind of like, and obviously he likes to hang out with shitcoin because he's full of shit and he likes shit, right? So, yeah. So, um, what would it be like to have coffee with him? Another question I put is like, it would be like hanging out with a used car salesman from Vegas trying to make their quota. So you can imagine like you'd be kind of an intense little character. So, um, let's see, what would their home look like? So Shitcoin's home, again, I'm thinking of environment because I want to build this out. So I'm always like, whatever ideas come to mind, just write it down. Because later on, you have like a little deck of cool ideas to fall back on when you're not sure where to go. So his home, I think, would be full of computers and books, and maybe he carries around a vial full of the lost souls of the get rich quick. This is how my brain works. Okay, so arch nemesis. Oh yeah, I already showed that, and then okay, he moves around, and then happy in a room. Okay, he's happiest in a room full of newbies, and again, he's pissed off when do your own research. Heads up. And another thing I had is making like a cool backpack for him, maybe like a poop backpack or a backpack again, back to that idea of the vials full of lost souls who've invested their life savings into shitcoin. And maybe the backpack is like made of the fly rug pull. So I don't know, like this is where you start mixing and matching, and then you have like now I have like a whole month of work I can explore and create with this. So hopefully that gives you an idea of like how you can use, and there's tons of really cool resources online and actually workshops, like I was saying, that talk all about like these ideation and like one of them is like how to draw toast, or how to make toast is another one I'll share another point. It's super cool, like fun creative exercises. It's what I like. Okay, so from there I'm going to share my screen and show you guys. We're going to head into Gravity Sketchland. First, we're going to start with Landing Pad, which is, again, the place that you go to when you want to upload the images. And the images that I've uploaded are the ones that I kind of researched, and I went to places like ArtStation, I searched memes, and I just, like a fly, a poop emoji, and that kind of stuff is the stuff that I gathered. And let me open it up real quick. I'm going to screen share for you guys to take a look at that. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Landing pad. I actually filled up landing pad. I'm always putting way too much junk in there. So this is landing pad. So this is when you have Gravity Sketch, you also create a landing pad account, and this is where your files are. And right now there's too much stuff on here. I try to like download another GLB and FBX, and it was like, nope, done. So the cool thing is it has a not huge storage at all, only 1 gigabyte, and I always push it, and I need to delete a bunch of stuff, but you can always download everything. It's not like you can download the Gravity Sketch files, so you can actually store all the stuff offline, so it's not like gone forever and it's, you know, sadness arises. So yeah, so let's say I wanted to upload a file, like I have a poop emoji one, so I can, maybe it'll let me because it's low file size. I try to download a huge file and at the end of the workshop that I'm going to show you guys, and it didn't work. Here, let me go to the desktop. It's not showing you this, but hopefully it will. Here, I have like a poop emoji one that, it doesn't like the file type. Okay, let me see another one. I'm trying to upload the poop emoji. Let me try this one. Didn't like that one either. Oh well, it doesn't matter because I've already uploaded a bunch of stuff, and I can actually scroll down and show you guys that. So this is some of the stuff I looked up earlier in ArtStation and just Google search, Pixabay, whole variety of stuff. And again, I don't like recreate it, but it's just there within my space that I'll show you. Like it's just fun to have it there in this 3D environment. You can just quickly look at it. And so these are the vials. Like remember I was talking about the vials of the lost souls, and this is the backpack for the shitcoin creature, and just some fun ideas and all of this stuff I uploaded on here. Here's some fun memes, you know, like I like this one. Usually I don't trade crypto, but when I do, I lose everything. I think we've all learned that lesson a couple times, right? So fun stuff just to inspire you when you're inside the space. Here are some like, this is a really cool one I found. Look, this is from ArtStation. They actually did the shitcoin. Look at that. That's really cool. My guy ended up being a little bit different. I kind of went in a tangent. He looks different than what I initially sketched, but that's totally part of the process and fun. So I wanted it when I was sharing earlier, like if I build the environment, it would totally be retro computers, old school, and he'd be like, you know, he spends his time in Twitter DMing and trying to push his shitcoin. You know, that's his pastime. So here's more. This is for that fly backpack, shovel for his shoveling shit, because that's what he likes to do. And then again, some more funny, like, you know, your money on crypto and all this kind of fun stuff to bring in there. Cool. So, yeah, I'm going to open up the video now that I did for you guys. And please bear with me when it comes to it. I am buying a new cable. It does have some little wobbly issues, and it's not the best video, but I did my best to edit out all the super bad annoying parts. So let me open it up for you guys, and this is about a 20-minute intro into that, and basically I bring everything I've just showed you and brainstormed in what I do now when I get into Growdy Sketch to have fun. Okay, let me open it up. There's my file. Okay, cool. We're going to open up a new sketch. Oh wait, hold on a second. Started. It's weird when you hear yourself talk in 2 places at once. Wait, it doesn't want to play now. Hold on. Oh no. I don't know why it's not letting me. Hold on. It'll let me screen share. Okay. For some reason it's not letting me. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so this video is about 21 minutes, and I'll just be in. If you have any questions, share in the chat, and afterwards, I'll have other stuff to share. I'm going to show you how to download from a landing pad as well. But I'll just hit play here. But again, please feel free to ask me anything in the voice chat. But yeah, I'll just hit play and enjoy. We're going to open up a new sketch. So here we are in this new sketch area. And now I'm going to open up, when you click right there on that little hamburger blue menu on your left hand, I'm going to open up the reference images of the stuff I've been showing you guys. So things that I've been showing you guys are here uploading. And I can just actually click here and grab everything. So I can actually have it in here. So I'm going to go to the next pile. These are the other reference images that we gathered. So I'm going to grab that and put it over here. So actually, let's bring these guys over here. You can always, if you toggle the things over there, let's see if there's anything else. To grab this last one here too. So that is like the basics of just bringing stuff in. The cool thing is you can make these as big or small as you want, so you could just have them here for reference. And here are all those ideation that we just went through. So here's the initial, when we were talking about like our ideas, there's my emblem ideas. So I can just organize these however I like, and then you can just also, another nice thing, I can create different layers for each section, so you can turn these on and off. So I'm going to put these in, I'll put these in layer 1, and then you can say I don't want them visible, I can just turn that off. And I want to put these guys, and actually let's put these guys in layer 2. So now depending on what I want to look at, I can just toggle things on and off. So I think you have to have one active. You can also rename it. For now, we're just going to bring this guy up and these guys over. And the cool thing is, again, you can just arrange these, and your space, it's kind of like the infinite work area, so it makes it pretty cool. Right now, I'm going to turn this one off, and here, again, this is like a fun little starting place. So if you're ever in here and want to like remember some of the stuff you did before, you can just toggle and check that other one out and bring it up and small, up, down. So, and you can also, move them up, down, do whatever you want with them as well. And that's a fine active layer. So yeah, that's just a quick intro on how to bring your files in and out. And just to start, and let's bring this guy. These guys are anchored right now, so they won't actually scale with what I'm creating, which is pretty cool. So over here, let's start out with and add a prefab. You can have man and a woman avatar. So these can kind of be like your little templates. And what I would like to, I think, would make it easier exporting these guys as well. I'm going to put them on their own layer as well. So let's create a new layer. Let's put this guy in here. Put this guy in there. Make sure you did it right. Yep, we turn it on and off. So, yeah, so from there, So I'm back in here. Let me get rid of this real quick. And I thought it would be fun to start with just playing with some of the basic tools and maybe creating some elements with fly and the coin. So I'm going to click my brush icon over here. Sorry if it's a little bit jaggedy. I'm getting a new cable. And I'm going to create this. I'm going to get a sphere. So now when I draw, I make a sphere shape right here. So what I want to do is I want to flatten it. So when I click and hold this object on the left hand side, you see those dots there, those like, you can now are able to manipulate like the thickness. So I'm just going to do that for now. And now I have kind of like a circular shape. So to make this guy a little bit bigger, we can start kind of, creating the bases of our character. So maybe it could be the full head. Maybe it could be like a humanoid face and a shitcoin body. Maybe the head could be just a poop. And maybe the inside could be coin of whatever you want. So you can experiment with that right there. So if you look around, it's pretty much, again, it's similar to what you can do within Blender, but right here, we're just kind of like, it's like fun little experimenting. So let's duplicate this. So if you click and hold, drag, let me change the color on this. Maybe that could be the inset of it right there. And then if I want to, you can, again, duplicate it again. Say we want to flip it over. That could be the front and the back of our coin. And again, right now we're just sketching, trying to figure out what kind of ideas that we want with this. So if I want to group this on the left-hand side, you those purple icons there, you just click on that, and now this item is grouped together. And you can always ungroup it, and I can always go back and experiment with this if I want to. Say if I don't like how it's arranged, I can just break it, and it always flip back to where it is. And now I can select the separate parts. So if you can see where the red is, it'll kind of pull out each element within there. So you have like a lot of control, and the more you play in here, the more smooth your workflow gets. So I'm going to group this again and kind of maybe make this, maybe for now we're just going to have shitcoin. It's just going to be like that. It could just be this character right here. Okay. And then maybe she can, let me just grab this part. Don't want it grouped there. Look, I can always make that a little bit smaller. There we go. I'm just going to duplicate it and then maybe mess with her and experiment with maybe how I want it to look in there as well. So maybe you could just be shitcoin head, and then just keep that there. Duplicate it, make it bigger here. It could even, let's say, have just a bunch of coins that make up the leg part as well. That'd be kind of fun. So we can grab this here, duplicate it again, make it smaller, or you can just, again, bring everything bigger. You have total, you can make these gigantic, that's the fun thing, especially with this. You can play with scale. Really funny. You actually get like a really cool sense of like scale and size within here. That's one of my favorite things to do, is just like blow things up, make it bigger or smaller. So let's change some of the colors. Let's change it to like, I don't know, yellow. And I could just take this and break it apart, but maybe it's like, maybe this guy is made of a bunch of shit coins. It's not just one, it could be a whole collection of coins. Kind of like the State Puff Marshmallow Man. So this is a shit coin made of many shit coins. And again, if you need inspiration, you can always grab one of these other ones and kind of see where you want to go from there. One of the things that I also want to do is maybe create some kind of backpack. So this guy could have some kind of fun backpack. So for this one, I'm gonna grab this right now, make a duplicate. I always like to duplicate and then just mess things up. It's kind of like just like creating a new layer. Makes it kind of fun. So I'm gonna maybe this guy. I'm just right here actually. Grab this and group it for now, just so it's all in one spot. So this would be a fun one to now experiment in, say, making the backpack shape. See his feet right here. Nothing's really perfectly aligned. Again, I just come in here and just mess around and see from, look, we can create the backpack, the vials that go inside the backpack from our storyline before. He has like a backpack full of all the lost souls that have been, brainwashed by the dream of becoming a millionaire overnight. So we can go back into our tools. One of my favorite tools is just like the apps, like the volume tool is pretty fun. There we go. So with this tool, let's change the color. We can have a cool purple backpack. You can kind of like, you can even use this and like kind of blow it up real big. See those sketches right there? They're kind of cool. I really like how they prototyped that one. So you can just create like a basic shape that's similar to it. Almost like tracing. Go like that, down, out. And one other thing that you can do that's pretty cool is you can always go into low poly mode, so everything you make is low poly when we export into Blender. But we'll get into that another day. For today, it's just kind of like basic workflow that I want to experiment with. So this could be like one panel, and you could like build up the backpack out of just this one element. You could keep that part blue, duplicate it, make this part another color. So I'm kind of going for like an abstract, weird, strange backpack, kind of futuristic. Like it doesn't have to look like any backpack you've ever seen, right? Make that part blue, a little bit darker. The cool thing is when you start coming in here, you can start rearranging things and like layering them and seeing what kind of things. It's just this one back here. This guy up front. This one back here. And what's fun about it is just being able to quickly like look at your shapes from any angle, kind of get a real sense of what it feels like in real space. Okay, so I'm going to save this file. My computer has been acting funky. So to save and export, I've already saved this before. I'm going to save it right there. Save sketch. And I'm not going to move because I just bought a new cable because this cable is a crappy cable. So I'm watching lots of videos of link cables, and even though it's Oculus based, the Oculus one tends to be the best, more stable one. It's the more expensive one. I would have gotten that from the beginning. I just didn't really know. I just clicked on the first thing because I just wanted to experiment within Gravity Sketch. And just, again, I love sketching in real life, paper and pencil, and within here, it just feels like the closest to that. So you can play with like, kind of, this backpack's going to be kind of strange and abstract, and maybe like the vials can kind of fit within these strange pockets. Could create like weird mesh within there. So let me create some little fun now lines, and you can, if we're going to draw a line, you can make the size bigger and smaller by clicking on your black controller there. Let's make these little lines. Let's add some red to it. That'd be pretty cool. So let's make some like cool little connecting lines. Just move it around. And make sure you get everything. You can always make your selection area bigger by pushing. If you push your controller up and down, you can see that that'll make your selection area as big or small as you want. So you can go over an area, make it big or small. Beep. And if you ever are not happy with what you do, you hit the backward arrow and kind of can start over. So like, just gonna group this guy in on the left hand. There you go. Gonna save it again. Okay, for this part, I'm just gonna showcase how to export. You have the option to export as OBJ, FBX. So do both. Yes. Just export them at the same thing, and then later in landing pad, you can take a look at them. My silly coin guy. They kind of look like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, actually. Didn't realize I was really making Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle until just now. I gave it back. Okay, so one last thing. I'll just showcase. Let's check out some old projects too. So as you can see, we're now in a totally different space. But this is like another. If you guys have ever seen my first world, this is kind of where some of the ideas started. So one thing I like to do right off the bat is like maybe like grab this whole thing, make a copy. Oh, oops, sorry. Grab this whole thing. Let's make a copy. Then we can kind of explore this one without like messing up what I did before. So you can bring it all back. So as you can see here, it gets kind of fun when you start like building worlds within here. Fun. You can like create cute little avatars. You can create avatars specifically for world. Like it would be fun to create like a avatar and just do like some kind of iteration on this. So play around these. Maybe this could be the head of the avatar. That'd be kind of fun. So we can like go back here, bring her out, make her giant. Maybe this could be like this is the head. The avatar right there. And make a copy of this and break this. So I will make a copy of this. Copy. Get over here. I'm gonna break this. A lot of these have so many of them. They have lots of groups. So maybe like this would be like a fun little. This could be its own avatar. Actually, that's not what I wanted. I want to grab this. Actually, I made double of that. Let's do this. Double that. So you can make like a whole avatar. This could be the legs. Maybe this could be the. Actually, maybe this could be just like the headgear. this creature, and then that or something. Then we could mess around with the colors on this part. Break that apart, break it apart. Doesn't seem to want to break apart. Anyway, this is when it gets like really fun. Things are getting a little funky in here, but let's see how far I can push it. Body, and then maybe again this part is the hands. I'm just like coming up with. So there, that's another avatar idea right there. So yeah, so imagine this is your avatar running around your own world. So that adds a whole nother fun dimension of what you can create. One of the things I love to do are like inspiration, little sketches for what these worlds. Now you can kind of see where I got the inspiration for this world right here. So I try to recreate what I saw there in here. It was like my first attempt. I have lots of other worlds built. This is probably going to be a fun one to experiment with. So again, you can take sketches and do so much within here. And yeah, from a little sketch, you can create whole worlds, avatars. That's when it gets really fun. And it's just really easy. It's like, look, this could be the whole avatar right here. Walking pyramid creature, just made up of pyramid sections. And I mean, another thing that's just fun to do, just come in here and start like connecting shapes out of it. There, that was there. Avatar 2. So, and again, a lot of times these are higher poly. You'd go into Blender and you can either recreate or decimate or all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so actually I want to save this puppy. This is definitely a bigger file. It'll take a little bit longer. But again, my cable link is like the main issue of data transfer is slow. I still have to get it all set up more properly. But cool. So let's try to export this puppy. And see, my little avatar creatures are in there. Let's do FBX. Save. Yes. So, yeah, I hope that gave you guys a little fun idea of some of the sketching you can do within Gravity Sketch to just explore. I mean, it's so easy to get lost in there. The main thing with VR is you do have to get your VR legs. Like the first time I put on a headset, I was just nauseous for like a day. So like that's definitely something that like you have to be wary of, and over time it's definitely obviously it gets a lot better. So one of the final things I wanted to show you guys is, let's go back to landing pad real quick. And let me stop the screen share on this one. We can go back and check out the, let me see, there it is, landing pad. Let me share this with you guys. So in landing pad, you have, sometimes it's a little not buggy, but sometimes it's a little picky and it takes a little bit, like you can actually view some of the models within here. Let's see if it actually will let us. Sometimes I was testing it last night. It was like not letting me, but then other ones it was. So let's see if it's going to let me with this one, just to show you guys. See, this is the weird thing. I was just getting blank on that one. So let me check out here's like a portal one. Here's a Quetzal FBX. So from here, you can just download, and then from there you can bring it into Blender. So you can experiment with exporting either types to see what works better for you. But I want to see if I can open up maybe this one. Let me check if this one works. Oh, I think that's what I just showed you guys. But let's see if this one works. It's kind of a fun viewing port. It's almost like what's it called? Adobe Bridge. How you can kind of preview stuff a little bit before you head in there. And again, maybe it's a good thing to explore in Landing Pad before you go into VR, because I can't be in VR like for a super long time. Maybe like usually like 20-minute increments with lots of breaks for myself. So if any of you guys here ever, I know Dima Empire, you said you play with it a little bit. Kenneth and Christina and Argent, have you guys ever
Ah,
explored? And
in
oh no,
fact,
Argent, we're
I
gonna
was
collab,
looking
right?
at
You said
you
you play with it a little bit.
before,
Ar
and I say, she's talking about perfect, perfect.
Yeah, I know, we have to
I
do
just
it.
got
We have
an
to
idea.
combine. And actually,
Yeah.
look, let me show you. Like, okay, so here's the file. You can kind of preview it. And one thing that we actually were hoping to do is,
Okay.
it's called here. It's actually right here, Landing Pad Collab. So let's say me and Argent wanted to like create a project and work together. We can work on a project in real time together, which I've never done and I really want to. So here's my
Okay.
collab area. So what I need to do is invite you. So I think you have to give me your email, and then when you access your landing pad, you can accept it, and then when I'm in there and you're in there, we could both go into the space
Yes.
together, which I think is really
Yes,
cool. That would be
because
we have
I
to
don't
try that
know.
out
Yeah,
sometime like
let's
this
do
week.
the
Like
avatar.
whenever you can,
Let's
like
do an
let's
avatar
do
that
it.
is a friend collaborative or something, or another of the nemesis of the poop idea is so cool. I really love
Yeah, like
it.
something
Yeah,
crazy for maybe
the
we can work on
Mr.
The
Wires.
DYOR. Do your own research and what the hell he would look like. He would school.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he could have like a fly swat, and he just squashes the flies, the
yeah.
rug pull, like, and he could, and I want to make like a fly backpack would
Mm.
be super cool as well, or, and that's the thing, like, and again, I want like all of you guys, let me drop the file for you guys in
Yeah,
case you
I
want to like do the little outline that I created for the ideation. It really is fun. Like I did it and I was like, oh, I would have never thought of this if I would just sit there and like
yeah,
stared at my computer going, what am I going to make? And it's just like now I have all these ideas. It really took me like 5 minutes.
yeah.
And like here
It's
is the
so
PDF.
cool
I'll share it here in
how
the
you
chat.
go into the process of creating the
And again,
avatar. It's really cool. It's just a wall. It's you can do a story, a film, whatever you want with that because you created beyond
yep.
what a lot of people does. That is simply, like create something and that's all. But it's important to give a background story. I think it's really, really cool idea what you did there.
Yeah, I'm No, I'm so stoked you liked it because it's like I do things and I'm like I always wonder if other people are gonna be like, "What are you doing?" And this is the kind of stuff I've done. I've done like comic book, storyboarding, and we would do that kind of stuff because I work with a bunch of teens and they're like, "I don't know what to do."
Yeah.
And the minute you ask these questions, oh my God, they go wild. You can imagine working with a bunch of teens, 20 teens, coming up with crazy ass ideas. And it's like, and then I just sit back and enjoy the madness, like if I was definitely keeping it G-rated. I could go crazy, like but it's kind of like the key thing is like
Mhm.
create like just add questions, and what happens is I would give like certain prompts, and then they would just go with it because like over time what kind of prompts get you going, and there's like I was saying, there's all sorts of like fun ideation workshops that
Yeah.
I'll definitely share and like continue doing because I love doing for
Mhm.
myself, like just because it's nice to think
Well,
outside of
I
my
have to
regular
say that
little box,
it's gorgeous. For me, it's gorgeous.
right?
Gonna
But
be super fun. While I have the glasses to to get into madness with you.
yes, I can't wait. Yes, I think it's gonna be
Mm.
fun. We should definitely. I hopefully get the new cable
But I
on Sunday, and we should plan to do it next
yeah.
week. That way, we can record it, because that's something we definitely need to share. That way we have 2 creators in there going wild. And then you should do that. Here, let me share this right here. You should also do the ideation worksheet, just to come up with crazy other creatures, and then they have a whole world that we could create out of it. And that's the thing that's fun. Like, now I have a whole world. Like, I want to create a room where he like hacks some
Yeah.
Twitter and sends out like DMs to people to annoy the shit out of them to buy shitcoin. You know, like, I can see that world right now. And like, and then you could,
Mm.
whatever you create, somehow we can have these 2
Yeah.
worlds unite, and then we can
Yeah,
create a whole
exactly.
collaborative
I was thinking
photo
while
world
you
out
were
of it,
talking and you were
right?
saying this of the cable, this of the cable, and I was thinking, oh, it's very important today, nowadays, still cables and all this technology. So why not do the cable
Mm.
avatar, The- that is linking or
Oh
is,
yes,
tell,
that would
tell,
be a good one.
go on, please.
And he
No, you had an idea there.
no, you go ahead. Sorry, it cut out for a second.
Oh,
Oh no, it's
yes,
like the cable could
yes,
have like electrocute you when it gets near, because it'll screw you like it screwed me. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it's a real bitch.
yes,
You know, it's like I always
yeah,
talk about, have you heard of
yeah.
Murphy's
We
Law?
have
It's
it
a
in
saying
here,
here in the
yeah.
States. You know what it is?
La ley de
Yeah, so it's
Murphy.
almost like, what do you say? How do you say it in Spanish? Oh, the late. Okay, so it's similar, but yeah, like this cable could be like,
Yeah,
it could have like a Murphy's Law, or hidden like emblem. You know, those who know will find it and be
exactly.
like, oh, he's gonna screw with me exactly when I need it to work, and like, you know, and I've taught lots of like digital
Mhm.
media workshops in the past, and like seriously, I've had
Yes.
one workshop where I'm teaching web design and the internet goes out, so it's 20 teenagers and no internet. So what do you do? It's like, okay, let's freaking improvise. So like. But that's part of the fun. Imagine, yeah, you got to build out the oh, cool. Cool. So thank you, Kenneth. So glad you were able to be here, have fun in a meeting, and you definitely have to join us, like, or at least watch whatever craziness me and Argent make, because that's gonna be like,
Yeah,
people have to
ooh,
like drink a couple
I'm
shots or
probably gonna
something to
download
like
Gravity
enter the
Stretch now too
world.
because I
Like,
have
what are they
Oculus
gonna
too.
come up
So
with?
yeah,
Oh,
all right.
wicked. Join
So
us too. I think you can have more than, oh,
yeah,
dude, you have to come
all right.
in.
Thanks for
All
tuning
3 of
in.
us,
So
to
I'll talk
just
to you later.
see what we can break.
It's gonna be a great project,
Yeah. Okay.
Fractilian.
No, I'm excited.
Real. Yes.
It's gonna be a crazy. It should be a fun. Everyone, Christina, have
I
you ever
have, yeah.
explored
Sorry, I was driving.
using
So,
Gravity Sketch
yeah,
yourself, or?
Drive safe.
I have. Actually do
Oh,
a
no
unit on
worries.
gravity sketch. I teach. So, but
Ooh.
I don't do avatars though because I'm coming from a
Oh,
spatial design
wicked.
background. So, but gravity sketch is part of the So we do a lot of collaborative stuff. Yes, in the collaborative
Wicked.
group. Good.
Ooh.
Yes,
Yes.
sounds good. Sounds
Ooh,
good.
well, come
So
join
just let
us.
us know
Yes.
when. And this was amazing because I don't come from
Cool. So wait,
illustration
do you know
or
if
character building. You know, I build spaces. So for me, this was really, really interesting, especially the ideation. That was really helpful. Thank you.
Really? Yes. Yeah, I saw.
Oh, I'm so sad for you guys. Like, you made my day. I was like, and yeah, okay, let's plan on it next week. And like, since I
You
have a
can
question,
kind
since
of
you've done it before.
quite a
Like, how
few,
many
but it
people can
gets
you
too
actually have
messy.
in the
I
collab?
wouldn't have more
Because I've
than
never
3
done it.
people in there. We've done it with more than 3, but it gets really
Okay.
messy because everybody's
Okay.
also kind of
Okay.
blocked the scale thing. You know how you can scale yourself or scale the object? And if you scale yourself and they're not used to it, they might be too small or too big.
Yeah,
They can't find anything. So that sort of thing. If you set the scale, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
DM me and add me as a friend. I'm part of, obviously the Mona team here, and me, you, and Arjun,
Okay.
like we'll chat,
Sure.
and then let's coordinate, because that would be so fun to just all of us, especially your background. You can bring in like what world, you can add your crazy, and the fun thing is we can all build different elements and create like almost like Voltron
Sounds good.
style these
Sounds good.
avatars,
Oh,
but
Yeah,
with
yes.
like 3
I
brain
can't draw
crazy
characters,
people.
so that would be really
Oh, I'm so
interesting. It'd
excited
be
that you were
a
able to
shitcoin per
join
se.
us.
Well, do you want to see?
Yeah.
Well, I
Do
draw.
you want to
But,
see my last character?
but you saw how I
Do you
draw.
want to see?
It's
Well,
a
I
total
think
like
Fractilians, I sent it to you,
yes.
right? Don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that you did send it, but I don't know where it is. Do you have?
If-
Can you share it? Are you able? I've never done this with guests here in Mona. Are Mona guests allowed to share, or do I have to give them
Yeah,
permission as
no,
well?
I think anyone can stream on this
Oh,
channel
it's still
anyway.
there. Maybe.
Cool.
I think you can literally have like
Yeah.
5 people streaming at once, and you
Cool. Do
like
you
pick
want
which
to see
poison
if
you
you can
want for the
share
day.
that, Arjun?
Well, then
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say with the Gravity
ooh,
Sketch
look at
collaborative, like
that.
get as many
Oh,
people
create
in
real
a space
chaos.
as you can, and then just that'll be the fun of trying to actually make something while you're either trying to make trouble for everybody else or whatever.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, we could do a game. Oh my god, we could do a game where like you have to like
yes.
grab the pieces away
Oh,
from
yeah.
people to create it, you know?
Or
I
Like,
can't see
imagine
any problems happening with that at
see how
all.
we
I'm
can
sure it will be
yeah.
a very smooth experience.
Well, yeah.
it would be super cool if we can make reactive avatars too. Imagine that two of them run into each other, like you were saying, like for example the puppet, and then you see something, like reacting.
Yes.
Well, then
Like
you can
I
do
don't
that with
know.
string bones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can do that.
String bow. Yeah, I know. I want to do
Uh,
string bow. That's the next thing.
string bones
Yes,
allow you
that's. I was
to
watching your
kind of create
tutorial.
tertiary
String
movement
bones
on an
are
asset. So you
amazing.
can't do custom animations, but you could have like ears on a character that when you bump into something or when you run, they move slightly back, and then when you stop, they'll go back to idle. So you can adjust how springy they are, and like they're really quite powerful. You can do hair, you can do clothes, you can do all sorts of stuff.
I will have to look at that because I didn't saw how
Yeah,
to
that.
do that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a
And
tutorial for
it
that
would be
one in the
awesome.
docs. So it's pretty easy actually. It's really cool.
Yeah, he
Right.
has.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
was
do you want to
hang
share
on.
the link here? It's a really great tutorial. I was just watching it the other day, and I was starting to do the string bones and like yeah, and like how you apply gravity to it and how you weight paint and all your weight painting shortcuts. I love. I was like, dude, I had no
Yeah.
idea you could do this, and because again, Blender is definitely where you get into the nitty gritty. But like, I think it's so important to have that fun, free, not bound by like super technical. Because in Gravity Sketch, again, you're just like wildly creative, and then again you can like okay, now I want to actually make this into something that the Mad Empire might actually make instead of this crazy weird Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle which is I had created in the end. Or but it is fun to just go in there, make random shapes, which is kind of what I want to show in the last bit with my my old space build. And you could just like it's fun to create things and just put them together, and then you start seeing things in
Happy
them.
little
And so I'm like, oh,
accidents.
this is a perfect face, this is a perfect this cloud
Bob
body,
Ross.
like so it's fun to have like a collection that totally exactly you yep exactly that's
Well,
me in there just like
I'm
giggling
trying.
away.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the
Oh god,
Blender one,
did you
but I think I'm not finding it.
I put a
So
link in the general chat if you want to go to the Spring Bones chat anyway. The Spring Bones doc.
okay, cool.
So that's there.
Great.
oh cool. Yeah, and again Christina, there's like if you haven't dove down the Matt Empire, he's called the Empire for a reason because he has an empire of amazing content.
Very,
And it's funny because that's what I said in the beginning. I was like, whenever I hear his voice, I'm like, time to learn, time to get coffee, like coffee,
That's-
green tea, waters,
That's the
snacks
effect I'm
all
going
ready
for.
because this is gonna
literally
be the weekend
controlling
for me,
everyone
because
from afar.
and
for me is
and soon, as long as you don't, as long as you don't start having your own shitcoin saying send me your all your money, then
Well,
I'm
as long as
okay
it's only
with it.
money,
Like,
so
it's
crypto's fine.
oh,
I'll
my
keep with the
money's gone.
crypto. I'll just stick
Where
with that.
did it go?
look. I put the Yato in the voice chat.
No, in what was that? Sorry.
Okay, that was your. Yeah. Oh, you added it here. Let me. I can actually here
Yes,
screen share it and
I'm
then
going
just share
to
it myself
delete
here,
it
just to
later,
show
of
everybody.
course, because it's super secret.
Uh,
Especially for you,
Okay, there's
Christina.
Actually
Christina,
driving.
right? So tell us about this
It
again.
was
Like,
coming from
what
a
are your
dream,
plans
you
for
know,
this
and I was
crazy
thinking,
creature?
ooh, imagine this kind of bubbling thing that is so happy, so like cute, like happy, like, but suddenly it's coming into a dark place, like Halloween special place, you know? And
Your
this
dreams are very
little,
different from my dreams. I'll say that much.
Ooh, yes.
I don't know, maybe are interesting.
I don't know if I want to know what your dreams are about.
We will have to know. And then what you see as is a particle of water in reality that is floating, bubble, particle water, una cosa, something like that. What you see is
I love
that
it.
suddenly she got scared. And she is like exploding, you know, of scare. That was the idea.
Ooh. What you know what it makes me think of? I mean, I don't know the term, but I saw it in some of the Lee had one
What
of his
kind of
avatars. What is
animation?
it when the
Animation
textures are animated? What's
texture.
the term for that again?
Well,
It was like
animation
a
texture is
the texture
just
on the avatar was like moving.
yeah,
Animated texture, perhaps.
Is
yeah,
that what it is? It's just animation texture.
yeah.
I
Well,
Well, there's many types of
Do you
animation
have a
though. Like, is
video
it a
on that?
shader? Is it just a tile?
it's a
Right.
shader.
No, that's one thing I don't know much about is shaders.
Yeah,
It's
shader.
like high level
Shader.
stuff with
Yes.
Amplify and whatnot,
Shaders.
or Shader Forge. Amplify is a tool on the Unity store,
Amplify.
and it's about
Yeah.
$80. But Shader Forge is basically the same thing.
Oh,
It's a bit
okay.
older,
I'm gonna look this
but
up.
it is free.
That's good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
yeah,
Shader
but like
Forge
Unity
is
has
free,
like
and then
sales every
Amplify is $80.
third Thursday, so it's whenever you want.
Well, it's
But
not
yeah,
Black Friday.
so
Yeah.
shaders are super powerful. And you can. One thing that I found really cool is you
So
can what do you call it? Show a thing that you've created in the Amplify shader.
Yeah.
Make that visible on the material, animate it, and therefore you can control it with Reactor.
Oh, wait. That. Oh, no. That we.
see,
Yeah.
that's wicked.
Sorry, the math,
Yes,
but you
that
are coming in
that
the
you need
team
to.
of the
Yes.
crazies.
Yeah, I wish I had more time as long as with all my other projects, because that is one thing I really want to get into. Is
Sorry. I am sorry, but you are in already. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, no worries. I'll
So
just add that to all
shader
the other things.
texture. I'm expecting a video tomorrow. I would love it. I know that is so wicked though, because that's the one that he was viewing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what like, and that I could see that for what you're doing too, Argent. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my god. See, this is what I'll do this weekend. I'm gonna keep going into
It's
Spring
so
Bones because
cool. I
I
was like,
love how you
what
had
the
your
fuck?
scarf
How he
movement,
did
and it's
that?
just so cool to see.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
No, spring bones are really cool. I had a lot of fun with them. And yeah, just like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, this thing that's like hair and clothes and that's it. It's like, yeah, no, it's everything that you can think about, but it's just like getting outside the cliches and the stereotypes of any tool in owner or any tool anywhere. Basically, it's like, okay, let's take this to 11, and then oh, that's cool.
What?
And then all of a sudden the 13s start coming in, and I was like, okay, well, I have to try that now. And then yeah, like that's when the creativity really kicks in, when you sort of start pushing the boundaries of any tool that you have, and seeing where it can go. And a lot of the time you don't know until you get there.
Yeah. Well,
Yep, that's like
I,
you speak my language, Matt. That's why I'm so
yeah.
happy to be here with you and Argent. Like exactly how I think. It's right. Like it's like that. You have to start creating to start getting the ideas, and you have to start pushing to get the really cool shit. And it all takes time. And like I see
Yeah.
this as like my rest of my life learning, because obviously I have so much to learn. But that's what makes it exciting, because
Yeah.
there's so many. Like I was starting with, there's so many ways people can use the tools and just infinite crazy combinations, right? Like what you just said is like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to once
can't wait
once
for you to
I
go to those 13s and make
reschedule, I'm
videos
hoping
and blow my
to sort of
mind,
set
you know?
one sort of VC day where I'm just exploring all the weird ideas that I have. Some of them work, some of them won't, but it's like, okay, let's break stuff, like actively try to break stuff. Tom Moore did some really good stuff with that as well, where he was just like,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna try this
Yeah.
weird ass thing with Reactor. And he came up with stuff like I hadn't even thought of that, and that's really cool. And then I was really annoyed because he'd done tests that I had been thinking and planning on for months, and I was like, damn it. So he beat me to it.
Yeah.
That's the one in the video you did the other day, right? That was
Which
really
one?
I
Which
couldn't
one
watch
was
all of
that?
it because I was prepping for this, but like that would I'm gonna go
I've
watch
done
that
so
one
many
real quick.
videos,
Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
you're talking about?
I think
That
the
was
late.
yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was Scoob. He was the first prize
You
in
were
the Interact
interviewing
Challenge.
the builder and his winning build.
Yeah, and the thing is, and this is the thing that got me. So he came in
his
saying,
stuff is
yeah,
way
so
good.
it should be really easy. We'll cover it really quickly. We might be able to go into other things. But because of the complexity of the things he did, and they were like very cool, but the way he had to do it to make it work was really complex. And when we were doing it, it's like he had to teach me how to do it. And it was just a lot harder than he expected, because when you do it, and especially if you've done it many, many times, it becomes easy. So yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
But there was all this like, okay,
Yeah.
I have to rotate it on this different axis, and then it connects to this, and it's like, I don't know what you're doing here, man. And it was really weird. So yeah, classic complex reactors. Because he had like there were like three to six complex rotations of the entire space.
Wow.
And I did it, and I still don't understand
That's
how
so
he did
cool.
it.
I
So
know.
he was
Wow.
like I would have done the
What?
same version he did with
Yeah.
the start, but then the complex version was just like that's the thing that works. But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't saw it, but Matt, I think if it's working similar to, because he was changing the gravity also or not, because that would be awesome if you can
That's the
work
thing, you
in
can't. And that's the thing, you have to fake it. So everything was faked in that. So what was happening is
So
gravity was
you
staying the same. He
What?
rotated to the space.
So you have yeah.
But
So
he was
is
yeah.
all this
That's so cool. Like,
all the space is a reactor?
No. Yes. Kind of. Yes and no.
Ooh, I want to see that. I want to
Yeah.
know how he did.
It's
Because, for
really
example,
it's again, yeah.
yeah, it's great video.
I know how to
Can you
do
share
that
that
in
link to that
second,
again?
but
I want
with
to
the
see that. I want to make
scripts
sure
and with a point, what you have is like an origin point, like for example, sphere, and you get all the props that you want to, like the new stage coming up, and change like 90 degrees or full or 180 rotation. Then
A
it's
lot of
easy
that.
because you have the origin in a prop that is different. So, well, in a primitive shape.
Yeah. So a lot of it, and he did a really, really interesting, because he used layers in Animator, which I haven't done before. So that was really cool. So that's a useful thing that I'll probably use in the really complicated spaces. But
that's cool.
so he did different position and rotation. How did he do it? Different position rotation, different position animations and rotation animations, and he logically lined them up and then used layers in Animator so you could like do them at the same time but overlaying each other. And yeah, it was
Wow.
something. So I've got the link here, so I'll get it to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that one looks like I would have to sit down with like
Yeah.
some brain food.
Let's do the
just
And that's the thing.
understand what
I
was
did it,
going
and
on
I
in
would
that
have to
video
do the
myself.
same
Like,
thing, because I
what is
just
he
couldn't get my
doing?
head around it. So he has a very spatial rewarded brain. Yeah.
Oh,
Spatial rewarded brain.
Spatial rewarded brain. I like that. That's a good term. I have a weird chaos
Yeah.
brain that is just pure chaos. I don't know. I wish I had spatial rewarded
I
brain. I like that term.
I can
Do you have
visualize, but I
spatial
can't
rewarded brain?
reward.
That's my new favorite term.
Yeah.
and yeah. Oh god, this is where like usually it's fun to know there's
Yes.
other people like
We
me
are
in the
not
world.
alone.
But
Oh, yeah.
oh man, no.
Well,
Well, we have to
it
do a
is
collab,
fun.
all of us, and you have to come join us, Matt, and get a new
Pico
Oculus
4
Quest.
seems
Or
to be.
I
I
want to
don't
get
think
the
it's
new
out yet, but I think it's getting a lot of
what was it that you sent me last night?
praise.
Pico?
I'm
Was
interested
it?
in the
Yes.
Cambria, like the Oculus Pro, whenever they release
Mhm.
that.
I want to get
And
that.
I'll compare. But I'm interested in that because of the mixed reality. So the
Yes.
color, because they kind of have it on the Oculus 2, but it's black and white and kind of crap.
Yes.
So
that
I'll
would
be interested to
wicked.
see if that's good, and if it's not, then I'll maybe skip it or look at other options. But yeah, there's some options there.
Yeah, last night I seriously got even more hating Meta. Like the accounts, like I have all these accounts. I created them just to be able to use my Oculus, and then it was saying I didn't have any proper access, and I'm not even able to access my Quest off tethered now. Like unless I'm linked, it won't
Yeah, it's
even
pretty
open
And you
weird.
anything, and it's
and
saying I don't have any proper
yeah,
authority to open up or get any passwords anymore. I'm like, screw you, and I have to reset my whole thing, and I'm like, screw you, I'm getting a new headset. Like the minute I find one. But like, would these new headsets also be able to interact with like?
I
Okay,
think
no.
Is like
So
the Gravity Sketch
what I
available on the
think
Steam? Like,
will
how would
happen
you? They would have their own
is
platform to
most of
interact with all
them
these
will
softwares.
play perfectly fine with Steam VR. They have to. What may not happen is they might not play well with the Oculus
Okay.
Store. Yeah. So I think most people are like, fantastic.
Good. Me too. I don't want to play there. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm like Meta. Oh, like seriously, I looked at the Meta logo so much last night that I'm like, even more of a hatred grew.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, it's not
No,
just
there's
that
definitely
it's just
issues with it.
what they represent, the
and that
gentrification
is
of the
not
metaverse.
the
By the way,
idea, the original
That's it.
idea
That's what I was
that
thinking last
is
night. It's like
a
they're
more is social, but also in the sense of the people, or not social on relation, but social like a space for open source, a space for interaction, a space for learning, free, all these things that well, Meta is not enduring it.
Yeah.
It's about yeah.
they're after they want the shareholders. They're after the bottom line. It's not like what I came to this community about. But I was just like,
Yeah.
so yeah, keep me posted on anything like
I
that.
think Gravity,
And I'm definitely
yes,
gonna
it is in the
try it out
Steam
and see
board, because I
what
was
happens.
looking this, as I was thinking in you, Fractilians, I was prepping my headset, this because
Yeah.
like a little bit of
Cool.
sketching, a little bit all these
Yay.
things to know, and then I found out that that yes, you can actually, I think, download it also for Steam, but I'm not sure. At least you can use with the Oculus thing, the Oculus Store, you can use the Steam glasses. And Gravity Sketch is there.
Mm.
So
Yeah, Gravity Sketch is definitely on the Steam, so that shouldn't be an
Okay.
issue. I think there are some
Oh,
games
yeah.
that I play. I think after the I forget
Oh,
if
okay.
After the
Okay,
Fall is
cool.
Oculus only. That's a really fun game. But yeah, to be honest, most people like will be releasing on both Steam and
Oculus.
so it should be
Yeah.
fine.
There's also something really cool to do now with
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
I say now because I have the glasses now during my teacher, my professor and blah blah blah. So I have during this month the VR set that is from one of the professors I collaborate in the university, and you know that there's an add-on in Blender that you can put it you can activate the VR and you can feel inside. You can
Yep.
do very, very little things, very little. But wow, it's so freaking cool because you are inside Blender. Imagine from from Gravity,
Ooh.
then you still VR into Blender.
I think
Of
most
course,
everyone has modded that. I think you can VR edit in Unity,
I wanna
and
check it out.
Unreal also has it.
yes,
So
yes.
like, they're all getting on board, and it's going to be
Yeah.
really interesting because I'd love to create
Oh, really?
spaces in Unity in VR, especially if I have a really good like library of assets, which I plan on making because I want to make
Yeah.
a D&D metaverse myself. So that's one of my big
Yes.
projects.
Yes.
But
Yep,
yeah,
you get it.
because then you just like
Since
Yeah.
slapping,
once you
you're
have the
just making
assets, it makes it
worlds and
so fun when
spaces
you're
and
especially when you're like
taverns and like all sorts of things really quickly, and it'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to getting into that one day, along with my.
Yeah, I've seen all your past
Yeah,
tutorials on
those are like
Discord.
that's
It's so
old
funny when
school
you
stuff.
talk
I
about it. I'm
did
like, oh,
not
I've been
saw
watching you
that
forever,
from the
man.
tavern.
I'm
Like
Those
a
are my
tavern
first. I think those
tavern.
are my first videos. Like
I
that was my first
know.
space that
Ooh,
I was making. Actually, I think,
I
or
This
have
is from
second.
to
like,
I have to see that.
yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, a tavern.
yeah. They're all still really cool. I mean, like I learn something every time I watch
Remember?
your videos, and it's like
Mm.
it's because I really watch them. I actually go
I
from
think you're one of
beginning
the
to
few that
end, and
actually do
usually a
watch all
2-hour
of it,
video
and it's
takes me all
I
weekend because I'm
appreciate
actually
your.
looking at
Sometimes,
everything. You know, I don't just watch it.
sometimes.
That's it, right? Or like, it depends on how
No,
well I
I
catch it. So
I'd
sometimes
be
if
the
you have
one
a
viewer in the
VPN, just
analytics.
change the VPN every time, and
I
then
have
it'll think
to
it's something else.
I have to say that sometimes I have the Mona tutorials that he does in loop. You know, like, it's just like I am doing other stuff, but
Oh,
I'm
that's
still
awesome.
listening. You know,
No, it's fun
yeah, it
no, it is
is.
fun well, it's also like I mean, it's fun to just watch somebody else build because you get like you get encouraged. It's kind of like if you're gonna go like do something and somebody else starts it, it kind of takes away that barrier of like, oh, now
Yeah.
I'm gonna go build and and it's like, what did I do all weekend? I'm like, all I did was tutorials. I'm like, what such a dork. Oh shit. Oh, I'm so
Super
happy that
cool.
you guys showed up to this, and I was so
It is
nervous. Like my first
super
little,
cool, and you
and
teach
it
super
was a
cool
nice crowd,
experience.
and I'm stoked that
Really.
You got a good energy. I like your
um
energy. It's great.
Yeah. Yes. Very dynamic.
well well I love your guys' energy, so it made it really fun for me because I know you guys are like my friends. And if you throw
When life
tomato
gives
Yum
you
at me,
some
I'll
yum.
eat it.
tomatoes,
I'll
Tomato
be
make
like,
salad.
yes, I deserve it. Give it to me.
make ketchup.
Make some pasta
You're cooking
salad.
too
Make
much.
some,
Miss, clean the
spaghetti.
tomato and cook it. Put some salt, maybe, and then you can eat it. Or
I
with bread.
know.
No, I don't. I
Wait, so
don't.
RJ, where do you
I
teach? You
actually,
teach at the university
I'm
in
not.
where exactly? I
But
think you've
I'm
told me, but
collaborating with this teacher, with this professor of the University of Barcelona, Faculty of Psychology, and they are using yes,
mm-hmm.
and they have a project for
That's so cool.
phobias and all this shit, and to try
Mm-hmm.
to see if VR helps these people. You
It
know?
100% does. Like I was doing some research. I
Yes,
was showing
it is.
VR in different
That's wonderful.
industries, right? Because
It
like I
does.
Yeah.
think the biggest benefits of actual VR are not in games, but we need to go through games first. But
Well, it's
yeah, a lot of people feel more
mm,
comfortable talking to a digital psychiatrist because there's
correctly.
less judgment. You
That
can't see their facial
yeah,
expression and stuff. So there's a lot of benefits
correctly.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
that.
This when I was in when I was in Second Life.
Ooh.
At the
You should share
beginning,
those with us.
then I was with the Students Association that I had for science and art, and trying to make the
cool.
language of science more affordable to all the people, to make it understandable, especially through art techniques and art installations and so on. Something that is visual, that is like a chatting, and it worked. It worked for 3 years. Until money, until money hits.
Oh wow.
With the international crisis. So I find out I was conducting a study on mirror neurons in virtual environments. Through I was doing this other like science conference, inviting neurobiologists to talk, or specialists in the matter. And some of the things that were super important is how people I met some people very cool interests with really cool interests, because I'm talking about 10 years ago, something like that. And these people were doing, for example, here it was medical association or family and blah blah blah, or of a Spanish one, no? And the director was conducting this uh, project that they had actually psychiatrists in there in Second Life, in order to, especially teens, because teens don't used to talk, but in an environment that they can chat instead of talking, and that is like an semi-anonymous, and you can listen the voice also, but you can chat instead of talking and so on. They find out that a lot of more teenagers were opening, and they were getting, very heavy stories. And that was in coordination at the same time with the support in real life,
Yeah.
But it was very interesting, because in real life,
Oh nice.
en las consultas, I don't know how to say that in English. Consultations, yes. When you go to the doctor and so on, they find it out
Consultations?
that it
Consultations?
was not communication. The trauma, the is more heavy. You don't talk, and they find out that in a more fantastic world, that you can be whatever you want. You can dress like a dragon if you want. Your avatar can be a dragon. It can be like very also encouraging to speak stuff that you will never speak to other people. Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's so true. I've been like diving down that rabbit hole too. Like any of
I
these
was
things,
participating
DM me, send my way. I love to read up
for
about
3 years
it
in
just
a college. The University of Texas is one of the founders of this project, and of the organizators. I don't know if nowadays, but then yes. And there was like 18 top universities around the world doing this, studying the effects of metaverse platforms and in education, in gender identification, in social issues, and all this shit. There's a lot of
nice.
this published already. If I find out the papers, I will send it. Especially there are some that for me was like very interesting, that was related to the gender identification, you know? Mm. Okay.
Mm. No, that sounds really welcome. We have ended we're on our we're just like on the tail end of the workshop, but we did record it and hopefully it will be available
A
What is
review.
for
it?
people to preview again, just in case you're interested.
What is this? I just missed it.
Oh, what'd you say? I'm sorry. Oh, I did a
Oh, nice.
ideation and VR Gravity Sketch VRM
It was
workshop.
super good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So
I'm on Blender
yeah,
right now.
right now we're just chatting all things VR and geeking out.
Good choice. Good choice.
Ooh, obviously that's where you head next after you start. Like yeah. Well, Gravity Sketch is like the gateway
I
drug
have
to
a question.
Blender. You know, like
What
you
do you
start
Yeah.
mean?
there, you
Blender is the
play. You're like,
gateway drug to
okay, how do
Blender.
I
I
make this?
skipped it.
Low
I skipped this
poly.
part right here. I skipped this part and went straight to Blender.
You what? See, so you're
Well,
even smarter than me. I'm
I
just lost
used
in like
so I
crazy
started in
sketch world
Apple,
of
like
like
I started with the
of Gravity
Procreate and stuff
Sketch.
like that, but then I just kind of like started trying to get a bigger tablet because I thought that if I
Nice.
got a bigger tablet, I would get more space and like be able to draw better and stuff. Like, because I feel like my tablet's so small. I got like I think 11 or the 10-inch, something like that. But I ended up getting the Wacom, the Wacom tablet, and then after that, it's just been going further and further down the rabbit hole, and it's just
Nice.
like Blender and like Unity, and I'm like, oh my god, like there's so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it never stops.
No.
Join the club. Well, you might want to check
And
out
it's
Gravity Sketch
free.
because it's freaking fun too. It's just like
Honestly,
pure like
And it's
sketching
free.
fun and
It's free.
ideation fun.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
what? What did you say, Arjun? Yeah, free too. Yeah, like Blender. Yeah, it's great. Like that part is another added bonus of like, and it's just fun. Like for me, like the best thing is like feeling like you can like make these things giant and small, and you're in the
You
space.
know,
Like to be able to visually feel like you're manipulating it is like a feeling like nothing else. Like in Blender, it's great, but it's just flat. And like when you're in it, you're like,
do you know
yes,
what
I'm
I
gonna make
like
this
it a lot
gigantic, and it like
when
feels
I tested
gigantic.
this
You're like, hell
weekend?
yeah.
That you can throw stuff. Actually, you can throw. Yeah, you can throw the things. Yes,
Really? What?
you
I
throw
haven't.
it.
I have.
It's
What? You're gonna have to show me that. I've never
it's
thrown anything in
yes,
there. That
it's
sounds
not
fun. Oh my god, I'm gonna have
rebota,
to go
no
back in there
rebota
and
ni
throw shit
nada,
now.
but you can throw it. It's like, "Hala!" Yes, it's like, "Hala!"
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, but that's still satisfying to throw shit. Oh, that's cool.
Mm.
Oh, that's so cool though. No, I'm excited to keep going down this rabbit hole of like creativity stuff and just like idea stuff and collaborative stuff and world building together and just like how to break it. I love breaking like in here in Colorado. I went to University of Colorado and they
Yeah,
have a
that's
place called
all.
the Blowing Things Up Lab where
The
they just
rage
break
room?
shit. They make
Yeah.
shit to, see what how they can push.
Oh.
You know? No, it's the Blow Things Up. It's actually a technology lab, but it's called the Blow Things Up Lab is like the nickname because they're always making weird, crazy, super high end, like super pushing the edge, technologically like interactive, crazy shit. So it's kind of like how I see Gravity Sketch, like a place that you can really explore things quickly and iterate really, really, really fast, and just like and then go into Blender to like add the magical spacey
When you are
canyons where the
in
real shit
Unity
hits the
and
fan.
you
It's like,
say,
oh, take it
"Merda,
to the
why
next
my
level.
sky is
Of
not the
your of
same
the Matte
that in
Empire.
Blender? Why the illumination? Why the shadows?
Oh my
I
god,
want
that's
this
my life. Oh my
freaking
god, that's
jelly transparent shadow and merda, 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 you know?
yeah, that's definitely like part of my journey. That's why I made shitcoin.
Yeah.
I got to say shit so much in my stream. I was like, this is
I
awesome.
say
Like, I
fuck,
actually get to say
so
it
I don't know
legitimately.
how
Like,
to
I
do
normally
that
just
in
swear anyway, but like,
Navatar.
I was like
That
counting.
it can be PG. I mean,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
like the
exactly. But like,
concept of what a
shit's one of
swear
those
word
words
is
that's
now
like
is a
kind
lot
of bad,
different
but
than when
not
I was
really.
growing up.
You know, so it's not like
As he is super old, how much you're not
yeah,
that old,
yeah. No, I
man.
agree.
I'm 43, so when I was growing up, you had like you could swear, you could say fuck like once in like an M-rated movie. I think like it's adjusted somewhat.
That's true.
Well,
But in
well,
Spanish, we have a lot of
they
swear
are
words, and then if
they
you hang out with a
are
bunch of Argentinians, oh my god, all they do is swear. If you don't swear, something's wrong with you. Oh my god, it's boludo, boludo, boludo. Everything's like, do you
It's
really
kind of
want to know what
interesting
that
because in
word
Japan they
means? I
don't
don't think
like
so.
they don't have many swear words at all. Yeah, so
Baka.
they're not very good at it.
Baka.
That's it. That's all they got. It's the worst
Really?
they've got. And it's like, come on. It's kind of
Serious?
everything. Imagine every
What-
swear word
What is?
up to
Yeah.
maybe
What does that mean?
like shit, and that's it. Like that's as far as they get. It's like, all right.
Yeah. Well, I think when I saw it in animes, always is that saying to someone that one is something not really cool, you know.
Right.
It's calling names. Someone has to, yes.
Is
Oh, sorry, I'm hot biking. Sorry.
that your kid,
All right.
Aldito?
No.
Oh,
Or whose kid?
she's
Oh
You're
no
gonna
no no
learn
no
some swear
no! I
words.
just was wondering how
yeah,
old's
she's
your kid? I have a
3 years
big kid.
old,
I
and
don't have a little kid anymore.
yeah,
How old's your
getting
kid?
ready to eat, and I didn't know I was hot biking. I'm over here running around making a sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
no! I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
kids, I
it
love
can
the
be
sound because it would be
complicated
perfect. You
because,
know, funny
for
kid avatars
example,
running around and like
in
that's cool.
the other
No,
verse that I was telling, they had a really, and it's still a really problem that is the avatar of children sexified, you know. So, yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's not. That's well. Talk about like all the costumes. I mean, all the things I've
Yeah,
seen my kid grow
yeah,
up, but it's like all
yeah.
the costumes for girls are like just like
That
sex
is
toy.
not,
Like
yes,
sex like
exactly.
outfits. You're like, is there any outfits for women for Halloween that aren't like stripper based? Like, give me
Yeah,
a break. It gets
like,
old, and I'm always like, I
why?
want to be the ninja,
Why?
covered up
Why?
completely, running around. Like, what the hell? Where's the ninja? Like. My son makes fun of me. He's like, "You're such a tomboy, mom," and I'm like, "You're such a pretty boy. What the hell happened? Like, how did I have a son who's like spends more time in the bathroom than me? What the
More
hell?
like you,
Like,
more a
I'm happy
tomboyish
mountain biking
than,
outside and just
because
like,
come
yeah."
on, it's like, come on. But yeah, that's another story.
He's
Oh
disappointed
yeah,
though, but that's rare for like Spanish South Americans. They spend 5 hours in the bathroom
oh
getting
yeah.
ready, and I'd be the one kid growing up where I was like, "Why are you putting so much makeup on?" But that's just I'm not nothing against it because most of my family's like that. But it's like I'm like it's like let's go out. And it's like five
Then
hours later they're
you
ready. You're
want
like,
to go to
no,
sleep.
let's
You
go.
know? Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. I want to see a
Yeah. Then you're
movie.
like, I'm just gonna go do my own thing. Um.
Oh yeah.
Well, this conversation's gone
Oh,
everywhere. This has been so much fun, and I actually have to get ready for the
what is
Rizzle
that?
event. I'm gonna head over there. I think are they hosting it here in this? I think they're hosting it here, right? Oh, it's the one.
The
Audio
It's actually
Discord
the
GG
he's
Meme
doing
Explorers. I
a
don't even know
special
where that
Rizzle
is.
event to like at
Wait,
noon, I
what?
think.
But it's not you who is doing the event, Mark?
Oh. It's Rizzle. He's the one we were doing stuff, really fun stuff on like Friday last week we did, and then he has his own whip meetup that he's
It
been
is
doing
a
pretty close with
monoverse
all the
space, so I
time.
think it's go hang out at a space, and it
And
says
he's part of the
Audio
Mona team
Discord
now too.
GG Meme Explorers. I don't know, maybe that's his own channel. Not sure.
Okay. Okay, maybe. Okay. Well, I think, yeah, we probably want to end here that way in case they're like, shut up, Natalie. They take over your spot. They're like, they're still talking about those VR. The VR geeks are at it again. Well, this has been a blast. I'm so happy
I
that
like also that you are
guys
doing
were
it in an
here
hour
and
that I can
enjoyed it, and I can't wait to
actually
do more
come.
cool shit with you guys. And
Yes.
oh,
Yeah,
good. Okay, so this is a good
for
time.
me,
Even
yes.
no matter like, is it
For
a
me,
good time
yes,
throughout the
but
week? Because I just want to try to figure out what best time I can do it. Okay,
mm,
so
yeah,
any Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
for
any time
us,
around this time it works for
for
you.
us, look, right
Okay.
now
Would
here in
earlier,
Spain
like 1
is
hour earlier
las
work or no? Like
19:43. So, eh, menos,
entonces menos
there's
12, ¿qué hora es? Entonces, like we don't use
It's like 10. What was it?
that's
19, ¿qué?
43.
43.
Las 7:43 p.m.
19:43. Pero qué hora, es que yo,
Yeah.
7 de la noche.
okay, de la noche. Okay, qué bien.
Claro,
Y también tenemos que,
sí,
sí, también tenemos que
claro.
hacer los espacios en
Claro.
español a veces. Tenemos que hacer
Oye,
exploraciones para la gente en español. That'd be awesome. We could do like the
yes,
Spanglish
yes,
version.
because
Hey,
if not,
chica, come over here. ¿Qué quieres? I don't know. What?
yes, because
That
if
could be
not,
like
Matt
the
is not
Spanglish
going
hour.
to
Come learn
understand
Spanish
us
with us.
if we don't speak English.
I've lived in Japan for 16 years and I have 40
Yeah,
words
Matt,
of
we're gonna teach you
Japanese. I don't
Spanish.
think you're going to do
We're
very
gonna
well
teach
with
you
any other
Spanish.
language either. I'm afraid.
Okay,
That
you need
didn't
a
work
Spanish
either.
girlfriend.
I
We'll
tried
find you a
dating
girlfriend
Japanese
from
girls. It didn't work.
some
Oh,
Spanish-speaking
really?
country, and you'll learn. You
Because
will learn at that point.
because the girl is speaking English.
It didn't work. Oh.
No, like if you date if you date a Japanese girl, you get very good at Japanese pretty quick. But
Because they don't speak English.
I didn't date for very long, and I haven't dated a
But I
Japanese
thought,
girl.
it didn't
So
work for you. What happened?
That is what we call a rollete, not
Okay,
not
there it
really
is.
a rollete. Yes,
What's a
exactly.
I like that
What
word,
is that?
arroyete.
It's something that you go
It sounds
with
like a
for
fun
a very
place to
short
be. What is a
time
arroyete?
with someone that
fling,
yeah
that's about right.
yeah, maybe it's like a
Oh, like a
little
fling,
because
like
you
a
can be
fling,
with the same rollete like a lot of
like a fling.
times. So. More or less, yes, but you can
It's a friends with benefit fling then kind of
Is
thing.
that,
rollete.
is that like
That's a
Sancho?
great word though. Es un arroyete.
Like what?
Oh man, the things
Sancho.
I
You don't know
learned.
Sancho?
No.
Yeah, so okay.
I
You
don't
got
know that
different
either.
Spanish. Yes,
I'm
I'm
from
from
Venezuela, so like
Zacatecas.
all the slang throughout every country that speaks Spanish
Yeah,
so
so
different.
you guys are like, yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
Hispanic through like over
Oh, see,
here
that's completely
through,
different,
I
right?
guess,
Like
like
everyone use slang.
Mexico, and not like Spaniard or Dominican or
Spaniard
anything.
from here.
I always
Yeah.
talk about this. I always talk about this that there's so many
Yeah.
different like ethnicities and
That's
different like it's not just
yeah.
one Hispanic. And then the thing is that like there's so many
No,
different types of us.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that Spanish is not really a language per
oh
se.
yeah.
It's a un conjunto. It's a conjunto of languages because yes, because the Spanish
Conjunction. Yeah.
that
It's
we
like
say
a
in
modulation.
reality is Castilian. That is the language. Yeah, but we say yes, but we say Spanish.
Yeah.
But
Castellano.
this because
Yeah, Castellano.
Spain is not neither itself a unique thing. We have a different bunch of languages like Catalan, like Galician, yeah, like me.
Never heard
So
of that either.
Yeah, Catalan, I
and
was just gonna say.
yeah,
Mm.
Oh
Catalan,
yeah, yeah.
Catalan.
And my family,
Oh
and
yeah,
the dad of
I've
my
heard,
kid is
I've heard of
my
that
cousin,
before.
so he's
Mm.
from the
So,
Basque region. Yep, Catalan, Basco.
no, in the
What is
Basque
in
area
the
they
Basque
speak
area? Do they
Basque.
speak
In the
Basque or do they speak
Catalan,
Catalan?
Yes, it's the Basque country and the Catalan country inside the
Basque, okay.
Spain country, you know, and that is why also Spanish is like whatever is Mexican, is Venezuelan, is it covers, yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, Bolivia,
Argentina,
Cuba.
Peruvianos, every
Yeah,
country,
there's so
Peruvian,
many.
todo el mundo habla diferente.
too.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
actually Cuban too. I'm half Cuban, so Cubans speak funny. They're like, "Hola,
Yeah.
una chica comando por ahí, tiene un cafecito." You know, when
Cuba,
you're singing "Cubano, vámonos por ahí."
yes.
They're like sing-songy,
Yes, I
and then I
know.
also speak Portuguese. Brazilian Portuguese is different from
You guys are
Yeah.
messing up my head, but I
falo
understand
português
everything you're
também.
saying.
Muito diferente. Yeah.
I just speak fluent Australian. That's all
Yeah.
I got.
Has grounded. Well, you have to
Sorry.
know.
This is what happens in Mona.
You
Oh,
have to know.
you speak fluent
You have to know
metaverse.
that the
You're
first
a
time that I
metaverse fluent.
listened
You know?
someone speaking
You're a metaversian.
in Australian was in London. I was going to a class, and the dancer, the teaching dance it was a dance class, and she was saying the 5 4 6 5 4 6 no 5 5 6 7 8
5,
know?
6, 7, 8.
and I swear to you, I was not understanding her.
Were you laughing?
And she was saying 1 2 3 4, and I was neither understanding her.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong with the Australian language. It's a perfectly good language.
You're very, very good. Yes.
I don't have a strong Australian accent
like how
at
you're-
all. Like
you're making it even
of
more
all of the
intense.
people who guess my where I'm from, Australia is the last one. Like, are you American? Like, are you Canadian? Like, New Zealand? Where are you from? And I was like, Australian. It's like, oh,
Are you a Kiwi?
Tell them I'm from Australia, mate.
yeah.
Are you a Kiwi, mate?
And then I have to put my strongest Steve Irwin accent on just to sort of drive the point home.
So you're not picked by when people tells you that if you're a Kiwi.
I don't.
Crocodile
Well,
Dundee.
yeah, Kiwi
Because
is actually
that
quite different, but like
Yes,
to
it's
other
New
people,
Zealand.
very similar. But to us, it's very different.
Oh,
Yeah. No, it's very different. When I lived in New Zealand,
American,
like you never ask a
Oh, it's
Canadian if they're
New
American.
Zealand.
So everyone, when I travel, I ask if they're Canadian first.
Oh yeah.
Americas, yeah. So,
And you
Man,
don't say
that-
American because Americas is the Americas are Central America, North America, South America.
Yeah.
And then so that's a
See-
whole other
Well,
beast. So I just say I'm
you
from
know,
Venezuela and people are nicer
they
to
say
me.
America
Like
in United States, but for example, in Spanish, we don't say American, we say estadounidense, you know? Yeah. Or the Estados Unidos. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
We say Estados
because
Unidos.
it's
We
like,
say in Venezuela we say Los
what the
Estados Unidos.
fuck? America is all continent. It's like, okay.
So I
Yeah.
went down to Florida.
Suddenly, all the people
No,
that they don't want to get in, they
Well, I'm
can
gonna
because all are American. So green visa for all. Yes, correctly.
I don't know. We're all Americanos. There's no boundaries in Los Americas.
Oh,
So-
wait.
Okay.
Well, I
Yes,
gotta
Good luck with
go
that.
because I gotta
Let's
figure out where
go.
the hell the Rizzle event is. 'Cause I'm supposed to speak at it, and I don't know where I'm going. So
Well, Probably,
I'm gonna
I think
probably
that yeah.
jump and
Click on
maybe
the
they're
link
gonna come
in the
here,
event.
maybe
That should take you to wherever
said
you need to be.
GG?
Yeah.
And okay, let's see if it works. But thank you guys for coming. And Maldito, you should definitely watch what
I'll be
we're
watching,
doing.
yeah. Add
Hopefully
me, I'm all
it's
over the
up,
place.
and
If
hopefully
not,
I'll
I'll
be up, and hopefully my
definitely
recording
be
worked,
coming
because if
through.
not,
I think
then
Voids are doing collab with you, right?
Sweet.
So I'm in
Void?
there. The Voids.
Imadigen space.
Yeah, I'm a
Imadigen?
DJ. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm a DJs. I'm part of them, and
Cool.
in that project, so I'll be here.
Yeah, that space was fun. I had a lot of fun making that UFO. That was cool.
Yeah, I'm always so I jump in the
Awesome.
spaces, and I always
Bye.
have my little blue alien. So Right now, I'm not by the computer. I'm on my tablet, but later on, I'll show you guys.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Now I don't find his thing. It's saying the WIP meetup.
I don't know where the Discord is, but
So
the
maybe
space
Discord.
should be
There we go.
there.
But it's
So
not.
just click on the link in this Discord and you
I think
should
I'm
go
gonna.
there.
Okay.
Should.
I
Yeah.
don't either. Okay.
That's just.
Oh, it is Meme Explorers. Okay. Well, catch you guys later. That was a blast. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye.